So look, Philly, it's time to blow it up. Well, wait, let me say blow it up. I think if I'm Philly, I know if I'm Philly, I'm starting Taner McKee, right? Um, I'm starting Taner McKee, and I'm going from there. I don't see how you can start Jalen Hurts another game. He's not good. He's never been a good quarterback. What it is, this roster's good enough to win. Offensively, defensively, Philadelphia stinks. I mean, that unit is horrible. They don't got anybody else that can counter Quinyon Mitchell. Zach Bond makes some plays, but then he also got juked out of his shoes by Jackson Dart in open space. Jahad Hamill's going to be really good, but he's young. Kuba's going to be really good, but he's young. DeJean to me is a corner. And if I'm Philadelphia, I'm moving DeJean to the outside DB spot because I don't understand why in the heck Keely Ringo's outbound playing on the outside for you at DB. So you're telling me you trust Keely Ringo over Cooper DeJean at outside DB on the outside? I think it makes more sense if you put DeJean out there on the outside. So I think right now they got DeJean in the slot. So that's where I'm at with it. Um, that defense is not very good. Like I said before, they have no pass rush. Philadelphia has just no pass rush. Um, they don't have any pass rush. They don't. Their D line is not dominant like it was last year. I said it versus Dallas. The defense is not very good. Their best corner, Quinton Mitchell, it's just so weird because a lot of times he's not even. It feels like he doesn't even guard the best DBs. Like that's what I like about Quinton Mitchell. Versus Dallas, he was guarding Pickens. I saw today like they have Keely Ringo guarding Wanda Robinson. Quinton Mitchell, why are you not guarding Wanda Robinson Jr.? Like why am I? That's what like really concerned. Now he's hurt, so he wasn't even playing the second half. But those are some of the things I saw. Whereas like I'm gonna continue to watch closely, but I don't like how you're not guarding the best receiver on another team. That's really embarrassing to me if you're gonna be such a I said Quinton Bay is not in that name is not usable right now because you can't be Mr. Lockdown and you don't guard the team's best receiver. But yeah, I think if I'm Philadelphia, DeJean on the outside with Quinyon Mitchell, and then put whoever you want, Sidney Brown. Find somebody to play slot. Jacorian Bennett, I would try in a slot. I think if you did Cooper DeJean on the outside with Quinyon Mitchell on the outside and Jacorian Bennett in the slot, or DeJean in the slot, Quinyon Mitchell on the outside, Jacorian Bennett on the outside will be my guys. I don't see how in the world Keelan Ringo's playing. Jalen Hurts needs to be benched immediately. I'm starting Taner McKee because I think the plays are there. Everybody likes Spatolo or whatever his name is, Kevin Spatolo, as the bad play caller. But how can you call plays when your quarterback's a glorified running back? And not even honestly, like your quarterback can barely throw a pass past 10 yards accurately. He missed Devontae Smith wide open for a touchdown. I'm watching him miss guys for touchdowns in the red zone in versus man coverage. To pick it through the quarter or flat, if he would have waited a second, if he would have looked to his right, he would have had either Goddard and then Goddard for some good yardage or Goddard for a catch, and then he would have had AJ Brown most likely for a touchdown. So it's not Spatolo, it's Hurts. Stop blaming him for a quarter for because he has a sucky quarterback at the end of the day. So Hurts needs to be benched. I'm starting McKee, and Philadelphia's in trouble. I think if this continues, I think they're going to be in trouble. I don't see how you can start Hurts, and he's on a big fat contract. For somebody that's not that good, I have him ranked in one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the NFL. I've never been high on Jalen Hurts. And then once the defense broke down, and this is where Hurts is gonna have. This is where the defense is not very good, and he's gonna have to step up and make up for it. He can't do that. He's not that level of quarterback. Um, I just cannot believe people compare this guy to prime Cam Newton. Jalen Hurts couldn't walk on the same uh, earth as prime Cam. I mean, like prime Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts are so far it's not even funny. Like prime Cam Newton, they would have handed this dude the MVP already if prime Cam Newton was on the Eagles team. They'd be undefeated and they'd be blowing people out. Like prime Cam Newton and Jalen Hurts aren't even in the same sentence. So stop that comparison now. Um, and then when it comes to Philadelphia, I think if I want to say this about AJ Brown. AJ Brown has every right to be upset because how can you blame him for playing? He's playing with a horrible quarterback. The only difference he isn't afraid to show it. And that's what I respect. Like at the end of the day, he's playing with a quarterback who can barely complete a forward pass. And he's in a prime of his career. Like how do you supposed not to be upset? Like I don't blame him. He stinks. The quarterback stinks. I don't blame AJ Brown. I think if I'm I don't blame him for doing what he's doing. He needs to just be upfront about it and say, hey, look, which he has been, but continue to be upfront about it and say, hey, look, our quarterback stinks, and nothing we can do about it because we don't, and we need to start Taner McKee. I think you should just say that, like just be honest, Who gives a damn what people think? You don't go out there and lie. Liars go to hell. Be honest and say what's really on your chest, what's on your heart, and what's in your mind. I'm for that 10 times out of 10. Um, but when it comes to Philadelphia, I do think AJ Brown will be gone after the season. I think he's gonna move on. I think he'll request a trade or they'll trade him. Just makes sense. And if I'm Philadelphia, if you can't find a quarterback in this next draft, I think it's gonna be time to blow it up. They're gonna have to find a quarterback because this roster's not gonna win with Jalen Hurts at quarterback right now. The way he's playing. Um, and so yeah, that's simple as that. I think if you're Philadelphia, you gotta start looking at Taner McKee, give him a chance. I actually wanted the Bengals to trade for him. That was a horrible trade by the Bengals, by the way. F trade for the Bengals to get Joe Flacco. Um, because they're not gonna win anything more than they already were now with him. But yeah, I think it's over Philadelphia. Enjoy the Super Bowl, but I'll say this too. Philadelphia has the worst quarterback in their own division. I'm taking Dart. I'm taking Daniels. I'm taking Dart, Daniels, and I'm taking Dak Prescott by far over Jalen Hurts. Flat out, Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback in his own division. So Philadelphia has an uphill battle. It's going to be a long season for them, and they have a favorable schedule, so they'll win some. I won't say favorable because I have them going about 7-10. Somewhere around there, missing the playoffs. I have been high on Philly since I saw that Week 1 game. I just don't think they're a good team, and I think that's continuing to show. So I think it'll be a good reality check for them. But it's not a reality check because they don't have a quarterback. And I think AJ Brown. If I'm AJ Brown, if I'm New England and what's his name, Mike Vrabel, he of course he loves AJ Brown. If you put AJ Brown on the Patriots, he'll have an All Pro year. So I think that's where AJ Brown needs to end up, and that's probably where he will end up is New England, with an actual quarterback who I'm very high on. But yeah, I think it's time. And if you trade AJ Brown, might as well just blow it up because I don't. I mean, honestly, might as well because receivers are easy to find, but it's just gonna be really hard, man, with a quarterback that can't make a forward pass. I think it's gonna get real ugly real fast. Lane Johnson's getting no younger. Jordan Mailata is getting no younger. Uh, the offensive line's only gonna get worse. As Lane Johnson, we already saw what it looks like. Lane Johnson doesn't play this season. Even when he's missed like a half or a quarter, he's seen the breakdowns they've had. I wouldn't want to see him out for. I don't. I wouldn't want to see if I'm an Eagles fan. I want to imagine what it like when he retires. Now we'll see. They're obviously going to get a guy to replace him, but we'll see. But yeah, I think if I'm Philadelphia, I'm looking to blow it up, man. Hurts needs to be benched. Start McKee. And when I look at that defense, Quinn Mitchell needs to start guarding another team's best receiver. Uh, and Philadelphia needs to start looking towards off season. Start watching the college football. If you're an Eagles fan, you need to start watching college football because this is not going to work. This is going to be an ugly season, and I don't even see how they beat the Giants 2 weeks from now. To be honest, I think Dart is looking really good, and my comp for Dart's Eli Manning, and I say this why. Do I think Dart will ever win MVPs like that? No. Do I think Dart will ever be like this number one quarterback in the league? Continue like how no. But do I think the Giants can make runs like they did with Eli Manning, or can Dart have runs where he can be the best quarterback on planet Earth, and they can make some runs to the Super Bowl like the Eagle, like Eli Manning did with the Giants? I think yes. So I think this guy can beat their Eli Manning, where they can win a Super Bowl or two with him, because of the fact that they can be able to make some runs in the future. And so like yeah, I'm really confident in the Giants team. I think now the big issue is Neighbors. What's up with him? If I'm the Giants, they're gonna have to go upgrade this receiver room. I find number one issue right now with them is getting some more dudes in that room that they can count on around Dart. And so if I'm the Giants, I wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't mind spending early for a Connell Tate or Jordan Tyson or somebody or Jacoby Lane. I wouldn't mind doing that. You need to put weapons around this guy, Dart. You need to put some young guys that can grow with him. And so I wouldn't mind spending a first round pick on a receiver, because if you can get a special one, and then I like Wandale, and then you can get another one that could be a dominant number one, and then you can get Wandale in the slot. If Wandale could be a wide receiver 3, you're really cooking with gas. I like Theo Johnson. I like Scatterboo. I want to know. I'll continue to watch Tyrone Tracy and see if what he does, but I wouldn't mind them, depending on how Tracy does this season, going to get another running back because I think Scatterboo was paired with somebody else. Maybe they go get a Jeremiah Love in the first round. I wouldn't mind that either. I would love that if I'm the Giants. If you get Jeremiah Love or Cam Scatterboot, that's the best 1-2 punch you can get. Jadarian Price is really, really good at Notre Dame. So the Giants in a really favorable position. If I'm the Giants, I don't even care about, like, obviously you want to win games, but you know you have your future with Scatterboot and Dart, and then Neighbors going to come back eventually. I like the tackle they got from Purdue, Marcus Membu. Mabu. But yeah, the Giants are a good spot. I think Jackson Ark could be Eli Manning, where they can make some runs, and he can win a Super Bowl two in New York. So my comp's Eli Manning. In that regard. Now with the interceptions, I'm not sure, but in that regard, yes, I think they can make some runs with him. I think the Giants have a quarterback can win a Super Bowl with in the future. Really excited for them. Philadelphia's getting ugly. Giants get excited.